Been off for a couple of weeks now on my vacation before retirement actually starts. But what's been interesting is the time aspect. I do kind of lose track of time, but in a way, I was thinking about this a little while ago, is that I kind of lost time months ago. I did make the trip every day to be at work and function at work as whatever capacity I needed to, but still I had to keep track of the hours and minutes and days and calendar appointments and all that. But it's still kind of there was a letting go of that time, of the time aspect. And now I know, I guess what people would expect to hear from me is to say it's like being on vacation, I'm all excited, and I can do what I want to do, and blah, 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 but it's really, what I told somebody before was, it's just like a normal day, except with an air of awesomeness. And I guess that air of awesomeness is the aspect of allowing life to flow as is. Letting things just happen, not have somebody to construct my days, not have someone to construct what I do, how I function. And it's the way we should all be living every day. We've got so trapped into this culture and this society, believing that these things have to be a certain way, that we have to follow this treadmill of life. We've been told since a young age that that's what life is about, and that's how we are to be in life, and that's how we are to perform in life. And it's sad. It's really sad that people put off living life for some illusory end of their work period where they can retire and do what they want to do. They put it off their whole lives, never pursue their goals, try to stay strictly within the realms of what culture and society allow. And honestly, we remain immature as humans, and immature emotionally, immature psychologically, spiritually especially immature when we don't take hold of our lives and actually live our lives. Be true to ourselves. Quit worrying about what everyone else thinks. Quit worrying about all the stuff that we've been taught since birth. We're perfect beings inside. There's nothing to be accomplished and nothing you have to do. We're perfect beings. We are all perfect beings. But we just have these layers of expectations, of shoulds, of shouldn'ts, that's layered onto our original beingness. And we've accepted that as true rather than who we originally are, our authentic self as the truth. And there's all kinds of excuses and there's all kinds of reasons, and I hear them all the time when I tell people to slow down, take time in life to experience life here. And people grab little nuggets of something that seems to help at some level. On meditation time, a walk alone, and they're just eating crumbs from the table, and the banquet is just right there. But that's outside the realm of our thought process, because that's as far as we can think. We can't think on terms of life is greater than this illusion, this so-called reality that we live in. It's so much bigger. It's beyond your imagination. It's beyond anything you could even conceive. It is really beyond our grasp. But there's something about it, that being authentic to yourself, there's something about it that does come out, that is there all the time. And that's why you have the inklings of awareness as you go through life, these little things that suddenly you kind of wake up to, and they affect your whole life. Those little things are really important. Those really things are really the nuggets of truth that you should be living and don't. I think if we're ever going to get out of this trap of suffering and chained to our jobs, chained to time, chained to expectations, and you have to have the courage to go deep into yourself, find out what you're not, find out I want to say who you are, but that's really something you'll probably never be able to put into a box or define or label. But find out who you're not, because who you think you are, every aspect, every characteristic that you've got in your head about who you are is probably drawn from someone else. Your family, your friends, co-workers, things, they tell you who you are, and you believe it. Religions, employers, they tell you who you are, and that becomes your reality. But it's not true, dear. Not true. When you start to let go of all that, you don't need anyone else to tell you who you are, because you're uncovering every time you hear something about, oh, you are this or you are that. It just flies by, because no, that's their perception. That's fine. It's not a horrible thing, but it taints your reality. It taints the way that you view life. It taints the way that you view yourself. It taints the way that you act in life. Everything you do, and the direction of your life. It'll taint the way the person that you become attached to as your partner or your significant other. It'll the job that you take, the things that you do for entertainment purpose, everything. And I hear people say all the time, oh, I'm just this kind of person. Oh, I'm that kind of person. And I know it's not true. There are characteristics about you that are there from birth, yes. There is a bodily presence, a genetic presence, but still that's not you. And I can tell you wholeheartedly, without a doubt, that's not you either. So yeah, time. What is time? You realize it's something that we've created in order to label and section off our lives. Time has never been important up until kind of, I want to say, the industrial age. Time was not measured the way that we measure time now. I mean, everybody has to have a watch and a clock and appointment calendars and everything now. Yeah, there used to be charts of the moon, charts of the seasons. You know, cultures have always done such things, but we've taken it to a whole new level, and it doesn't serve us at all. It doesn't. Time doesn't exist if you live right now. If you're in this right now, time doesn't exist. That's why when you are reading a book or doing something you really love, that time just seems to fly by. It's because you're no longer in that realm of time. And that's a good thing. That's those little nuggets that you pick up through life that sing to you and say, this is important. And I think that's why we naturally want to escape into those books or to something that we have a real passion for, because time is lost. And I think that we identify with that at a really deep level. We identify with being in a place where time is not important. The structure of time, the construct, the concept of time is just not important. And it's the way we're built, you know. We weren't built to be on time multitasking. In fact, and I say this to people often, we're not wired for multitasking. We cannot, absolutely cannot multitask. We call it multitasking, but it's not. To multitask, you have to be able to do two or more things at the same time, and we are not capable of doing that. We're just not. We're not wired that way. It's not possible. So we're doing things, and we're told that this is the way we should be, this is the way that things are, and it's fighting against nature itself, and it's harming yourself in the process. Because when you try to push your body and your mind and things to the limits that are expected of you, you create health problems, you create psychological problems, you create you create damaging aspects to life that should not be there. So yeah. To let go of time, to not worry about it, to not have it be the treadmill of your day, of your minute, of your second, of your week, of your day, of your year, and everything is dependent upon that. It's just this thing that keeps you from being here right now. And when I say here right now, I mean aware, totally aware right here, not letting your mind race to the past, not letting your mind race to the future, not thinking of what you have to accomplish and what you have. If you just be here right now, totally here right now, every moment of every day, life just happens. Everything just flows. And you kind of get back into the rhythm of nature. You get back into, you start to breathe with nature. You start to follow its rhythms. And that is being human. That is what humanity was supposed to be, like any other animal on the planet. We are supposed to be in nature, side by side with it, not to control it. We're not here to save the world. We are a part of it, of every plant and every animal and every mosquito. We are just as much a part of it, and they are just as much a part of us. And we just miss it. And time is one of the big factors. Okay, I think that's enough of a rant for one day. My advice has always been to so many people was to take time for you, to break out of your daily habits, take a walk, slow down, get your mind off things. These are meditative practices. They're pharmaceutical in nature because it's to calm what is going on in your life at that moment. But those little moments are insights into what is there all the time and can be held onto and can be, in fact, it's your very nature. That's why you love it so much, because it is actually your very nature, what is really deep, what you came with into this world before all the layers of the filters and understandings and all the things that shape your world. So you get those little nuggets of it through those times. So take time for you. Put more emphasis on those little times. Let them start to grow more and more, because those are the things that you'll really appreciate, love, and see true value in. It'll bring you closer and closer to who you really are, and away from this person you think you are. Much love.